Hey, everybody, welcome to the Hoot Hobbs Show. I am your host, Hoot Hobbs. With me, as always, Mr. B.T, Brandon Torres.
Hey.
All right, so just going to get into this. You sent me a TikTok that changed my day yesterday. He's turning into the dad or whatever.
Yeah. Just slowly at a restaurant.
Yeah, I just love it. The waitress comes over. Everyone's plates are empty. How was everything? And then the dramatic music starts. Oh, man.
Yeah, looks down at the plates.
Yeah. Plates are empty. Then he notices him and Dad are wearing the same shoes.
Yeah.
Then you look up and they're wearing the same clothes. I just love the pain he puts in his face. Can't you tell? I hated it.
Yeah, dad joke. And then it just zooms out to like normal speed and she's just irritated walking away. This stupid joke.
Yeah, that was the best thing ever, though.
I thought of you as soon as I saw it.
Of course you did.
Dad joke.
You want to know why? Because every time now I see people I know in restaurants, I intentionally give them one of the dad lines like, too late, we already ate it all. Or my personal favorite, can't believe they let you in here.
Oh my God, you are doing that now in public?
And on purpose, yes.
You've leaned into the gimmick.
Oh yeah, man, absolutely. I've got a pair of white New Balances. All right, I'm about to start rocking them things everywhere. I still can't bring myself to wear like the little fleece vest thing though.
Yeah,
like it's like I don't.
Yeah, I used to see a lot of old dudes rocking that where I used to work. They'd be downstairs, and look real nice and professional, but then they're rocking like a vest. It's like. Did you jump ship? What's going on? What's with the life preserver, brother?
It's because they want to keep their moobs warm. But, got to be able to let that underarm breathe. You know what I'm saying? Got to let that underarm breathe and keep them moobies warm.
So it's all about staying toasty.
Yeah. I assume. I don't know. I can't bring myself to wear the vest. Okay, so I was going to talk to you about the article, which I don't know. It seems counterproductive. But because of the increase at the gas pumps that everyone's feeling, unless, of course, you got an EV, which, must be nice. But
yeah, it's one of those things that, what am I going to do, walk?
Yeah, exactly. Look at me. Do you think you get this body by walking? No, sir.
I'll just pedal my bike. Yeah, right.
Yeah, I have an exercise bike for profiling reasons only.
Just like your Harley?
Well, at least I used to use it.
Yeah, it's true. And you still may get some use out of that, but that exercise bike just gathered dust.
Hey, man, that's there for profiling reasons alone. That way, if they're ever like, does he have heart problems? Well, he can't. He's got an exercise bike.
Yeah, there's no way.
Yeah. But anyway, so because we've seen, a slight increase at the pump, that almost made me vomit saying slight. Anyway, apparently, and this is an article I read. And hey, look, man, this is an article on iHeartRadio from the Bobby Bones Show. Okay,
okay. So it's a actual article.
Yeah, it's an actual.
Somebody put some research behind this.
Exactly.
Put some effort into this.
Right. It's not off of InfoWars or something like that.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
To some random site that's just got a skewed point of view to begin with.
Right. So how crazy is it that we're putting all this stock into what Bobby Bones says, but not, well, I don't know. I think Bobby Bones has proven himself to be more credible than Alex Jones. But anyway, so on this article, it's saying that there's a possibility of $300 a month coming to you via another stimulus package, which, some people are like, oh, good, we need the relief. I don't want to be that guy. But I'm going to be that guy. Like, there are other ways. There's more cost-efficient ways of getting this job done, right? Yeah. Like, the government can and has in the past regulated fuel prices. You know what I'm saying? Look, I don't even know where to go with this because everyone's like, well, it's because of this. I'm like, no, it's not. It's because rich oil tycoons don't want to get richer. Yeah, they don't want to give up their sixth or seventh house.
Ultimately, that's what it is. Yeah. Is it cuts into profit margins. Exactly. And if I'm a billionaire and I'm wanting to remain a billionaire, I'm going to gouge somebody. So
yeah, and it's but you have to understand. Think about that though. The world needs more billionaires. because they are the best of us. Okay,
The 1%.
yes, they are the best of us. Okay, they deserve to have all their houses, while the rest of us peasants.
That bust our ass every day.
And don't worry, we're the ones paying the high price, okay? But don't worry, we might get another stimulus bill that will dig us deeper into a national debt with, I don't know, probably one of our enemies, because what else are we
I don't
gonna
know.
do?
I think it's counterintuitive to the point to try
Yeah.
to give a stimulus check to think that's going to be the fix here. When really the issue is you got to look at these people that are in charge of these prices that have the ability to adjust them. I would start looking at them first.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I guess that's the point I'm making, is I'm like, I don't know that a stimulus package is really what we need right now. I think, I don't know, just lower the price. I had to swallow that one. So we're swallowing gas prices
That's
or something.
all we're doing. We're just taking it from people that have the ability to change this, but we can't change ourselves.
Yeah.
But we can get on this microphone and bring it to people's attention.
That's
that,
right.
Hey, there are people that do have the ability to change this. So
yeah, don't let anyone lie to you and say, well, it's just the way it is. There's nothing we can do about it. Like, there's things we can do about it. We just would have to actually be disciplined enough to do it. Like back in, I think, 2008, we somehow, I guess, I don't know, 2008, was Twitter a thing? I think that was a thing.
barely infancy stages, probably.
We'll call it MySpace.
Oh,
anyway, so Tom and the rest of MySpace, but they organized, a nationwide, internet-based, but nationwide, what would they call it, like a gas out or something, where pretty much for a 24-hour period, very few people in our country bought fuel.
Yeah, nobody purchased gas for a little bit.
And we noticed the price went down pretty quick, too, where people were like, whoa.
And the stock market noticed it immediately.
Yeah,
as well,
exactly.
Because it immediately had an impact where people were like, oh, wait, nobody's buying gas at the moment. Instead, they're just staying at home. And online purchasing had peaked up some because people weren't leaving their home. They were, doing a gas out, as you said, like a lockout, but for gas, not purchasing gas.
And I think that something like that, hey, man,
it's power to the people. People forget that there is power behind the number of us that are out here.
But just all I can say is just remember, civil disobedience is you're right, but remember that it must stay civil. All right, just remember that. So don't go burn down an Easy Mart and be like, I'm doing my part. That's not going to work. But other than that, I don't know, man. At some point, we the people are going to have to stand up and be like, hey, you know what? We're done letting,
these greedy tyrants tell us what's what.
Exactly. And let me tell you something. It don't matter if you're Republican, Democrat, or a three-headed squirrel.
This is poor versus rich.
That's right. That's something that we've pushed several times.
It's not a bias as far as your political leaning. It is a bias as far as we have money and that you don't.
Yeah, and us that don't have quite as much, us regular people, man, it's time for us to be like, hey, I think we're done.
We outnumber them by a significant portion. If all of us impoverished and poor people, if we all kind of got together and said, hey, this is a bunch of crap that you 1% are the ones that control absolutely everything, there is movements that things could happen.
So you remember back in 2004, there was this band that had moderate success, had great success then, but over the course of their career, it was very moderate success. But the band was called Good Charlotte. Okay.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, right.
Where is he going?
Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous was one of their more popular songs.
Oh,
right?
yeah, very. It's one of those ones that if you hear it, you're like, oh, God, I recognize that song.
Exactly.
Whether you want to or not.
Yeah, exactly. And believe me, I get it if you don't want to. But I happened to hear this song. It popped up randomly on my YouTube music. And so, for nostalgia's sake, I was like, well, I'll listen to this, And I actually listened to the words as an adult, and I was like, this is some right-on stuff right here. Basically, the whole thing is talking about, lifestyles of the rich and famous. They're always complaining. If money's such a problem, well, they've got mansions maybe we should rob them. And I'm like, yeah, or maybe we should. You know, I mean, I'm not telling anyone to go rob rich people.
It's a metaphor is really what it is.
Right,
what it is it's saying that, hey, they're so rich and they're so wealthy and they have so much angst about how wealthy I am.
Right.
Why don't we take a little bit of that wealth off their hands and ease their worry?
Right. And talking about how out of touch and how biased the system is towards those people. Like, for instance, there is a line that says, imagine you were caught smoking crack. McDonald's wouldn't even want to take you back, but you can always run for mayor of D.C.
So because famously the mayor of Washington, D.C. once was involved in a cocaine and prostitutes.
No, and we're not talking powder cocaine, okay?
No, we're just crack
We're talking about crack, man. That's crack, baby.
Yeah.
I mean, that's Jimmy Crack Corn. I mean, that's, wow.
Hey, he don't care.
no, and he don't care.
And apparently no one else does.
No one else
gave the freaking mayor.
I mean, you got all kinds of rich, scandalous things, like things we'd go to jail for. They get slapped on the wrist. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Got worked up on that one. Anyway, basically, I just want their money. That's all it is.
Well, I don't even necessarily want the money. I just want to be able to live that carefree life.
Yeah, I would say if I could do that without the money, then by all means.
Because we have to work so hard to just obtain what we have to get by, and we don't have a whole lot in comparison to what these exorbitant wealthy people have.
True that.
And sometimes it doesn't always seem fair. And I know it goes back to life isn't fair. Some people earn what they get, but then there's those that don't earn what they get. They just have it.
They just have it.
Because they've always been born into it and they've never had to do anything to keep it.
Right.
Other than keeping the little poor man down.
Right. That's right. And like, look, man, I don't really have any room to complain, at least anymore. Me and my wife, we lived super broke and all that kind of stuff. But and we're not now, so I don't have a lot of reasons to complain. I'm very blessed, but I'm still one of the regular people. We don't make that much money. We're still regular people.
Oh, you're not making that big podcaster money yet?
Yeah, not yet. Okay, first off, I'm here and I want to be able to tell people what underwear to wear. I want to be able to start telling people to shave their balls. I want to tell them that you can get a subscription where you can get all kinds of cool stuff and that they'll send you an email with all the stuff that's going to come in your box. I'm not going to name any names like Manscaped or Bespoke Post or MeUndies. I'm not going to name any of those names.
Oh, you're not going to name
MeUndies?
No,
I'm not going to say anything like that because I don't want them thinking I'm thirsty for their advertising
or
money.
Or pandering at all. But I will say that, MeUndies underwear is the most comfortable underwear that is out there today.
Okay. For the record, okay, not right this second, but I actually do have a MeUndies subscription. My wife got it for me, and let me tell you, that's not a lie. They are comfortable, man. Oh my god, they're like what do they call that? That buttery material. It's like
I love those, man.
Those things grace your tuchus. Oh man, it is fantastic. Chef's kiss, baby. That's good stuff. And what's bad is I also have the Manscaped stuff.
You do.
I do. My wife got me that subscription.
Hey, they're good services. They
really are.
Hey,
and like as an actual customer, because I'm not an advertiser for them.
Yeah, no, we're not paid by them at all to say these things.
Yeah,
just so our audience knows.
I'm hoping that after they hear me bragging on them, when I don't have to, that they're like, hey, let's throw some money at them. But anyway, all I'm saying is I have Manscaped and I have MeUndies, and both of these services are fantastic.
Well, good. I've actually had them in the past as well. I don't currently have them,
there you go.
But I've had the services in the past.
Yeah.
And I agree with you wholeheartedly.
Oh, yeah.
Very comfortable, and the easiness that with you get these things shipped to your door.
Oh, yeah.
You never even have to leave your house. It's great.
Well, and
sometimes you forget you have them.
Yeah. Well, what's cool is this. I pay a yearly subscription for Manscaped. Okay, and it's not high dollar. I don't know. My wife's the one who pays it. So sorry,
but your sugar mama pays that.
Yeah, well, it was a gift, and that was nice of her. But so basically, I bought this. She bought me this like gift set that came, and it came with a year's subscription or a yearly subscription, or like every month or every 2 months or something. They just ship me out some stuff. Most of the time, it's like replacement blades for like the shaver and all that kind of stuff. But it shows up every once in a while. I've got lots of stuff like. I don't know, man. It's a really cool service because it's stuff that you don't think about. Like even when you go to like the Walmart or whatever, you don't think about that crap. So whenever it shows up, you're like, oh, hey, oh, thank God I needed that.
Yeah.
So, that's pretty cool. Not to mention I had underwear that was older than my kids. And so with the MeUndies thing, now I'm starting to replace.
So now you can say that you can actually say that not all of your underpants are older than your firstborn child.
Yeah, right. Only like 3 pairs now, man.
However, the secondborn, all bets are off still.
Yeah, man, he's only 6 months. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
give a brother a little time.
Yeah, I mean, give me at least 2 years.
Oh my God.
Well, it's not like I don't wash them.
Well, I know, and they're high quality underwear from MeUndies. So
yeah, it really is. So you're
not sacrificing quality for a cost.
That's very true. That's very true. So if any of these companies hear this stuff, holler at me. What's up, man? I'm trying. I'll push your product because
Absolutely.
I know before you paid me, I knew it was good. Anyway.
Exactly, OG in this thing.
Yeah, man. Come on now, let's go, Daddy. Want to get semi-serious about this next topic because, luckily for me, I have pretty strong opinions on it, but we'll just get into it. Okay, we're going to talk about this this NCAA champion swimmer. Okay, Lia Thomas, I believe, is this person's name. She won first place in some swimming. I got to be honest with you. I don't know anything about swimming. Yeah, I don't know anything about swimming, but I know that she was first place, and she is a trans woman, which would, of course, mean biologically speaking,
she was born male.
Male, okay, and apparently lived that lifestyle up until this past year, okay, and. So here's my thing, and this is where things get dicey, okay? Is because I understand the ultra woke want to support their agenda, and I don't mean that any kind of malice behind that. I just mean just like I want to support the agenda that I support, right? Well, the ultra woke want to do the same thing. So okay, look at Lia Thomas, stunning and brave, right? Just like Bruce Jenner or. Okay, that was a mistake. Caitlyn Jenner, I'm pretty sure Caitlyn would be cool with that.
At this point, probably.
Yeah. But so you have a similar situation, right? Except that Bruce Jenner is who won the medals. You know what I'm saying? Caitlyn Jenner did not win any medals in the Olympics. Bruce Jenner did.
Well, yeah, that's true.
Right?
And Bruce didn't compete in a woman's division either.
That's my point, okay? I'm going to go full feminist on this, okay? Women's sports is absolutely in no way, shape, or form a second chance for failed male athletes, okay? And I'm not saying that this person was, but the evidence would show that this person was a failed male athlete.
So are you saying that before this past year that this athlete was competing as a man and wasn't having
and was not having great success?
But once she switched over to the female division, she became more dominant?
Right, exactly. Well, completely dominant.
That's very controversial.
It is. Okay, so here's the deal. This person, whatever Lia went by as a man, name wise, whatever. I don't even know that. All I know is Lia Thomas. Okay, if she wants to live her life as a woman, me. Hats off to you. Have a good one. That's your thing. But I feel like there's certain privileges that you forego whenever you do that, and one of which is competitive sports. I don't feel that it is fair in any way, shape, or form that you would say, okay, first, second, and third place women's division. You have first place. A biological man, okay? That's all I'm going to say on that. I'm not talking about she's a man. I'm talking about
you're not talking about gender identity.
Yeah, I'm talking about actual genetics. Yeah, that is a man who won a woman's race, right?
Is there no hormone therapy or anything that's going where there's a transitioning process to where?
I have no idea. All I know is that this young woman is still built as a young man.
Okay.
That's only because I read.
It does seem very unfair. Now, I don't want to take it to this extreme, but let's say, all of a sudden Brock Lesnar decided that he wanted to become a female UFC heavyweight fighter.
Yeah, absolutely.
And he started, transitioning and going through that process. He would, by immediately just dominate over all of the people in that division
Well,
because of his mere size alone.
Exactly.
And genetics, the fact that he was, born stronger,
absolutely,
and larger.
And built more for combat like that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, but you got to think. Let's use that example because that's good. Brock Lesnar, if he decided to become Brittany Lesnar,
Yes.
that person could legitimately kill one of these women.
It would be pretty scary because
Yeah.
Brock Lesnar can legitimately kill a grown man.
Yeah, absolutely. So getting back on the subject is this. I find it a little bit offensive on behalf of women that you have this second place, this girl who won second place. No, that she got first place.
Has anybody asked her how she feels about it? Is she hot about this?
A little. I mean,
I would imagine so. If I was
Yeah.
coming at it from her, especially being a competitor at the level that these
absolutely.
young women are, my gosh, I can't imagine how angry it would be to, all of a sudden you got a Joanna Man situation here.
Exactly. That's actually a good reference. It's a good movie too. Anyway, but yeah, I mean that's my big thing is like, look, if you want to live your life that way, look, who am I to get in your way, right? I mean, obviously a racist and bigot if I wanted to get in your way. I'm not trying to get in your way, but what I am trying to say is once you do make that firm decision that you are going to transition to the opposite sex, I would say that you forego the opportunity to compete in competitive sports within the constraints of that gender, right? You have women's and men's sports.
The problem also would become is, if you want to try to create a separate division to identify transgender athletes,
right?
That in itself is highly controversial.
Yeah, because you're segregating at that point.
You're separate but equal all over again, and it's not right. That's not the way that things should be handled.
Right. The way that I think, like I said, the only way that you can do it in a truly in a fair way is to have the understanding that once you transition, your competitive life is over.
Disqualification.
Yeah,
and would be the same thing as if someone decided they wanted to become Captain America and they develop some super serum that makes a person physically stronger and better. Well, that and by default would disqualify you from professional athletics because you have a competitive disadvantage or advantage right off the bat because you have this genetically modified advantage. I don't know.
Just like they did Mark McGuire.
Yes, well,
I mean, it's not that
different. It is the same doping and performance-enhancing drugs is the same.
He made himself Captain America, and they disqualified him from the Hall of Fame because
Barry
of it.
Bonds' records are stricken, even though he just slaughtered all home run records.
That's right.
And if you recall, you remember that last season that he was taking down those records, he was getting booed heavily on the road from everyone. The only people that really supported Barry were people in San Francisco that rooted for that team.
Yeah.
And
they didn't even care about Barry Bonds.
No,
they just cared about
the Giants. Yeah. So it was he was booed because people felt even though he hasn't broke these records yet, we know that he's doing it under false pretenses.
Right.
Just like this athlete, like you said, just a year ago was struggling in a different division that now has a sudden competitive advantage.
Yeah. And
it seems disingenuous. Now you have to go back and as far as identifying whether this person has always felt like they wanted to be different.
Sure.
That's a whole different conversation to have entirely.
Yeah.
Support her fully, want her to live her best life and do whatever. It does seem like this is a competitive disadvantage in sports because biologically she was stronger, faster, and just larger.
And like that's the point I'm getting at. I think that everyone knows that if somebody wants to live their life however they want to live their life, I'm not the guy who's going to get in their way. Just don't ask me to openly support it, and you won't be heartbroken. You know what I'm saying? Like me, I'll probably I'll just be like, okay, that's cool. You're going to do you. That's fine. But you can't. I feel like you can't be like, okay, well. And once again, even though I'm sure the competitive aspect of it was, I'm giving benefit of the doubt. Competitive aspect of it did not come into play in her decision making on this process, but at the same time, it should have because
it should have been something to consider.
Yeah, if you want to continue competing, you can't start this process until you are done with your competitive life. At some point there has to be lines drawn, or else we're trying to save ourselves to death. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, well, we have to support this. We have to support this. We have to support. Okay, well, what about the actual women who were born women and who are competing as women? What about them?
It's just another example of men coming in and dominating over something that you can't let them have this.
Yeah,
You can't let them have this. I can give you another example of something. Now, we have talked about it in the past. Professional wrestling is completely pre-scripted. There's no joke about it. You know, the winners and losers coming and going because it's a pre-scripted performance. However, they have to go out there and do these things themselves. Well, several years ago, the WWE decided it wanted to create essentially a ladder match where women would have a match similar to the way that men had been having a ladder match, where they would compete for a briefcase at the top with the rights of claiming a championship match later on.
That's what's
it
up.
was the inaugural, first ever women's Money in the Bank match. The decision was made to conclude this match with a man coming out, climbing up the ladder, taking it off of the top of the thing and dropping it into the hands of the woman that he was with, so she won. Mm-hmm. So, in the inaugural Money in the Bank women's match, a woman couldn't win it on her own. A man had to come in and be, in the big finale. Well, that was very controversial, and people took a lot of offense to that because obviously this is something you can write, and this is just shoddy writing.
Yeah.
It was in poor taste.
Really is.
And that was something that was predetermined and scripted, and they had a chance to go and fix that. This is something that is completely different and not. However, it's an example, once again, of, men coming in and taking over something that wasn't theirs to begin with, really didn't have a right to. Now, I understand that she's become a woman and she's going through the stages and she's changing who she is. She's identifying as something different. However, at the time of the competitive, advantage, she was still biologically dominant because she was just physically larger, stronger, faster.
Right, exactly. Like I said, it all comes down to me with just if you're...
I'll just say this. I'll put doped up Marion Jones against her all day.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, man. I mean, when it comes down to this particular project, like, I remember the first year that we had actually met Caitlyn Jenner. Well, Caitlyn Jenner won Woman of the Year. I don't know. I just feel like even if you have transitioned, you are living your life as a woman, you are, for social standings, whatever, you're a woman. I get it. That's fine. I'm not trying to take that away from you. I don't feel like you should win Woman of the Year, though. I feel like that should go to a woman.
There's so many other women that were, born
absolutely
and have had to deal with everything and all of the crap
that women have to deal with. And like we as, and I say we, not we, sweetie, I am on your team. I don't support this garbage. But what I am going to say is, like, we as a people, we have gotten so focused on, like, hey, we have to make every little person feel like a big person, which there's a time and a place for that, and I agree with that, but you can't take each individual person, rise them up on their grand pedestal, because every time you focus in on that, what you're doing is you're ignoring the vast majority of people who probably earned that pedestal more than this person, right? My whole thing is this. I just think that high honors for women should be given to women. I mean, that's really the best way I can think to word that. I don't mean that to be any way, shape, or form controversial. I mean that for very to the point. I think that women should be praised. Like, if there's an award to praise a woman, it should be given to a woman, not a man who has transitioned, because if you're gonna supposedly carry the plight of a woman, you should be doing it your whole life, not just the last
There's
part.
a lot to be said that for the struggle that every woman has to go through, living in the world that is male dominant.
Yeah.
So
and even like, look, man, there's plenty of stuff to be said about the struggle of trans people. You know what I'm saying?
In a world of
that
people
cannot
that there's
be
confusion. Yeah, that's got to be a struggle. Also, you're dealing with that on a daily basis.
Yeah. So, like, I don't take that away from you.
No,
I just say, maybe don't compete in women's sports if you were born a man. That's all I'm saying. Look. And here's the deal: when it comes down to this particular argument, this is my side of the argument. If you want to, hey, don't at me or do. I don't care. we can have this conversation, and it's really okay. Like, I am welcoming this conversation. If you're a big time, what would you call it? Advocate, a
trans advocate.
Yeah, a trans advocate. You can talk to me about it. You're probably not going to change my mind, but I will listen to you. You know what I mean? And I will let you speak. And who knows? You might open my eyes to something.
Yeah, it may give you some fact that you didn't know before. Who knows?
Sure,
But
yeah.
the thing is you're open minded to have that conversation. Whether or not your opinion will be swayed. That's
neither here nor there. I would say a conversation should never be about swaying the other person.
Exactly, and that's kind of what we're at. If like you've always told me, as far as religion goes, if you're the best way you're ever going to try to get me to convert to be like you is by showing me that being like you is pretty awesome.
Yeah.
So that's kind of,
and I'm not gonna lie, being like me is pretty awesome.
I don't know about all that.
And don't forget about how humble you can be. Like, just like
the
me.
most humble, just the best.
Yeah, I'm just probably the best at being humble. Okay, I'm the most humble, probably the humblest. I talked to Colby this past week.
You did?
Well, I mean, not really. I mean, as much as you did, I guess.
Got my headset. Now I can hear you.
All right.
I can hear you before.
Yeah,
it's better now.
But now I can really hear you.
Act like I've been here before.
Yeah. Yeah, for real. Act like you've gone somewhere before. I don't know, man. I don't know how the little turd's doing.
Didn't really interact with us a whole lot. I put stuff out there all the time. The reason I put it on the group chat is to try to get him.
To keep him. Well, I mean, and he's been like the past few days.
He has. I imagine he's very busy and very, very tired. He did send me a Snapchat and was like, "How's things going?" So I think he's doing all right. He's just exhausted.
Well, and if I didn't happen to say before, we were talking about my previous co-host, C. Wayne.
C. Wizzle.
He deserted us to go off and get some job or something.
Yeah, whatever. I did the exact opposite. I deserted my job to get me some Hoot Hobbs show.
That's right. Yes, because we're known for making good decisions.
Just the best decisions. No, life is still great, brother.
Well,
life is still great on that front. I made the decision, a bet on myself, got the hell out of that toxic environment.
Well, and you're getting things going. I mean, you've really jump-started our show again, kind of gave it some new life that it honestly, I feel like it needed.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I'm just seeing the statistics, and we went from seeing about 24 people active on our webpage a day to about 300 a day.
Well, see, that's a big deal.
So we're getting 300 click-throughs on a daily average.
Yeah.
So eventually someone's going to start paying attention to us and talking to us, which they're starting to interact with us.
Yeah, that's very true. Yeah, we've had several people contacting us, which is something that we've been pretty much begging for the whole time.
Yes, because now we have a direction.
Exactly.
And we also have we can tell what people have interest in and who listens to us and for what reasons. And we can always, placate and make sure that we keep that audience happy.
Yeah, that's right.
We're nothing if not people pleasers.
Yeah. This is textbook pandering, okay?
Exactly. We are here to make you happy.
Yeah, I want to make you feel good. And if you feeling good makes someone else feel bad, then I will pander to them next week. Sell
ourselves out.
Yeah, we're just pimping ourselves out here. Anyway, C. Wayne, he hit me up this past week, this Wednesday, and just basically, hey, how you doing? I've been meaning to check up and haven't been. He's busy. He's 21.
He's busy, and that job that he's doing right now is, he's working those hard, long days.
But I will say this, in our conversation, what I've learned is that C. Wayne has finally started listening to the podcast.
Oh, really?
I don't believe he ever did before. I just refuse to believe that he ever did unless he was with me while listening.
I don't know, because there were times where it's like, okay, have you downloaded the show this week? And you look at, what?
What, download it from where? I'm like, oh, God. But anyway, he says he's been listening. He's like, man, the show's really good. I was like, oh, well, I'm glad you like it.
Yeah, no, it's really vamped up the past several weeks, and I've really enjoyed it as well. I enjoy bringing the content.
So anyway, getting back on C. Wayne, I asked him, hey, man, how's how's everything going? Like, how's work? He said, work's busy. It's good. He's doing well, though. And so I had to ask him about, as we would call her, the individual.
Yeah.
And he just told me that, he's been real busy with work and with school. And, like, they're still kind of talking or whatever, but they've both kind of...
So the individual has not gone away. They're still a part of his life?
Yes, but... I think they've both decided to put each other on the back burner
because of the time, distance, and
everything else is working
exactly. Against them. Long distance relationships are hard.
Yeah, it's like what all's working against you? I'm like time, space, and matter. That's what's working against you like that.
Yeah.
So, but he's they both put it on the back burner. He says, but he's just been really focusing on work and school. So, I think that's good. He says he's bored in the hotel and he's ready to get back home, which. I'm actually borderline proud of him for letting himself get bored in a hotel. Yeah. It's too easy to go out and spend money, like, you know what I mean?
So, Thrifty Hoot is fully behind his
absolutely.
His nephew's decisions of being frugal.
Yeah, frugal. That's what I call it. My wife says I squeak when I walk because I'm too tight.
Cheap.
But I'm just cheap. But yeah, just what is that? Cheap. Is that a bird? No, it's my husband walking across the living room. That's what my wife would say. I don't know why I made her sound like that. She doesn't sound like that.
Like most of the time, I asked him if we could order a pizza. He said, "No, we got frozen one over here."
Yeah. Now hold on a second. In my house, that is not a cheap thing. I'll be like, "No, we got a frozen one." My wife would be like, "Bet." Man, we love them cheap
frozen pizza
bro.
too.
Tony's Pizza, like everyone's like, "Do you get a DiGiorno?" You talking about that stuff that actually looks like a pizza you get at a restaurant? No,
Tombstone, Tony's, or Red Baron or bust.
That's right, man. Give me that $1.95 pizza, bro.
Because you know what you're getting when you come into it. It's not trying too hard to be a better pizza.
It doesn't
than it
insist upon itself.
Yeah, because you're right. There's something about those high-end frozen pizzas where there's still a quality that you're sacrificing by not going to a pizzeria.
Yeah, and I'm still paying this stupid price for it. I might as well go to like Pizza Parlor or something. And that's like cardboard with ketchup on it. Oh, but it does have some mozzarella cheese.
Yeah. I don't know why you ever go anywhere when you have Steffi's here in town.
Bro, I'll tell you this. Steffi's does have its downsides. Downsides? Is that a word? That's a word.
We're making it a word here on the Hoot Hop Show.
That's a thing. Anyway, so like the downside to Steffi's is this. Ever since 2020, the dining room has closed. So it's been takeout only, right?
Okay.
Well, the dining room recently reopened.
Okay.
And then Omicron shut it back down again. So like I am one of those weirdos, especially when it comes down to pizza.
Yes.
Don't get me wrong. I do like grabbing a pizza and heading home.
Okay.
But like if I go to get like Steffi's because it's more of this is brick oven pizza.
Yes, this is hometown handmade.
This
Every
is
piece of this pizza,
bruh.
Somebody has hand tossed and hand crafted.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. And so this is the type of pizza I want to go to the restaurant and I want to sit down and order it. And honestly, I want to get a pitcher of beer too, but you can't do that in Lavaca. It's one of the few things that you can't do here that it would be, whatever. Anyway.
Just make it a utopia.
Yeah. Oh, bro, I would never leave this town ever. The people were like, "Oh, don't you need to go do this?"
We're good.
No, I'm fine. Thank you. But anyway, so that kind of sucks. And this is handmade pizza. So you're paying.
Awesome. It is my favorite pizza. I will say that there's one other pizzeria that I do like almost as much, if maybe a little more. It's Papa's Pizzeria in downtown Fort Smith.
Yeah, Papa's is really good.
But there's something about Steffi's that has my heart. And it has since the very first day.
That's
where
right.
you brought me out here and you're like, hey, try this.
Yeah, believe me, man, this ain't just for country bumpkins.
And now I will make the trek to Lavaca from wherever I live.
Yeah, just to get pizza. Hey, look, man, there's people who travel from all over the country to get this pizza.
Legit, they do.
Yes, I was going to say, I have a friend of mine. Now, I understand they're from here, and they were coming in for a visit.
They know what they're getting.
But they came from Washington State, and they made sure not to go home.
Before coming to Lavaca.
Yeah, before they swung into Lavaca and bought a bunch of frozen pizza subs and took back home with them.
Oh, yeah.
So that they could throw them in the oven.
Absolutely. I mean, why wouldn't you want to make the trek back to Lavaca? I mean, state champs.
Yeah, see that. I'm glad you brought that up because I forgot to talk about it last week. because it was the week before that they won.
Yes.
So Lavaca Golden Arrows senior high boys basketball team are the 3A, 2A, are the 2A state champions. And that's actually really cool because tomorrow here in town, they're actually doing a parade.
Oh, fantastic.
So
that's awesome.
That's great stuff.
Kudos
man.
to those young men.
Absolutely.
That game I watched the game on, I streamed it. It was very good.
See, I watched it on PBS, and let me tell you something. Arkansas PBS did a fantastic job of
better than Jefferson Pilot Sports in the 90s.
Bro, I mean, I'm talking Arkansas PBS put on a production.
Bias.
Yeah. But they did. They put on a very professional production. I mean, you felt like you were watching a college game.
No, I loved it. They had the overlays and everything.
Yeah, it was great.
They seemed to focus on the right things in the play. They weren't trying to.
Yeah, the guys calling the game did a great job. It wasn't too much, but it was very detailed. Yes. It was. I mean, it was awesome. And not to mention, I'm a little bit biased, but number 22 out there, Alex Hobbs. He's pretty special to me. And I'm just proud of him. You know, it's my little cousin, and he's a state champion
to the Golden Arrows.
Yeah,
and
man,
we're very proud.
Yeah.
We've been repping them from the beginning of this season. Man. We're going to continue to rep them because
that's right, man.
We heart Golden Arrows.
Well, I mean, yeah, that's right. And you got to see my good luck video that we put up on Facebook.
Oh, and TikTok. Yeah,
I even repped the purple and gold flannel for them. You know what I'm saying? I believe we call that one the Mamba, but you know. Can't help it that champions wear purple and gold. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Well, maybe not so much in LA right now, but but anyway, Lavaca did.
That's a conversation for another day. We can actually have that conversation because I'll say this right now. I don't know. They're catching on fire at the right time right now. They're dangerous if they sneak in there as an 8th seed. I'm just saying.
Yeah, because
we can have that conversation on the sports show. So if you want to hear more about the NBA and what we think, how things are going to be shaping up here, just tune into the sports talk with Hoot and B.T.
Yeah, at least that's what we're calling it right now. It's wordy, but we're working on it.
Tentatively, that's what it's called. We're trying to come up with something more catchy. So if anybody has any ideas, by all means,
drop us an idea.
We'll
I'll even give you full on kudos and credit for naming our sports show.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So there's that. I think we're done for the day as far as the Hoot Hobbs show goes. Man, I hope everyone's really enjoying this new direction we're going in with the Hoot Hobbs show. And, of course, I hope that you tune in to our all-sports show. That way you can still get hot takes and all your Bulls and Cowboys and Razorback news, you know what I mean? But thank you guys for sticking with us. Thank you guys for supporting us, man. And as always, I'm going to ask you to continue to do that and to do more for us, man. If you see a link with us, please share it. And we appreciate you guys so much.
Follow us on TikTok. We're hoping to be able to get 1,000 people following our TikTok page so that we can begin doing TikTok lives whenever we do our show. Because we, again, aren't going to go the way of the dinosaur. We're going to embrace this social media thing and hop on. It's kind of fun.
That's right. Yeah, man, just jump on board with us, man. It's a lot of fun on this pirate ship, all right? And we don't think we're sinking anytime soon. So, once again, thank you guys. Find us, download us, all that good stuff, and drop us a line anytime you want to. So, from BT and from myself, Hoot Hobbs, we would bid you good night.